Alright, so as you guys can see, I've got the jack light turned on, but I'm not getting any light right now. And it is connected to the truck, but the truck is not hitched right now. Because I was trying to figure out if there was some kind of grounding issue, because I noticed the other day that it started working once I was hitched, but it wouldn't work if I was just like this, where I was not, not physically connected to the trailer. It's basically just getting its ground from here. So I was thinking, it's possible that, maybe it was grounding through the hitch receiver or something like that. So I'm going to kind of wiggle the 7-pin connector here. Nothing. Even tried, lifting this up and wiggling it. Still nothing. But I'm not going to be able to show you both at once, but let's unplug it, plug it back in. Boom. So that's not good, because I'll wiggle it again and there it goes out. Back in, off. Yeah, it's like I'm not taking it out. I'm simply, just prying up on here a little bit and just wiggling a little bit, and you can see that it yep, definitely seems like there's a bad connection here. And then sometimes when the truck, if it gets disconnected in such a way, I have to go and actually unplug the entire thing and then plug it back in, and then things start working. So yeah, I'm going to try to clean up this, this 7-pin connector, spray it a little bit, and maybe tighten up some of those connections and see if that helps. So to clean up the contacts and just kind of, create some rust, corrosion, and water prevention, I'm using fluid film. I hadn't really used this before, but I was doing some, Googling online and searching, and it seems to be a little better than using like dielectric grease, because it won't collect as much dust. So I figured to give it a shot. You could try that, the dielectric grease as well if you wanted. So I'm just gonna, basically in each little connection there, and I already shook the can up. Just give each one a good little spray. Yeah, and you can tell, like, some of these are definitely wider than the others, because like this straw fits easily in here, but it won't go in here at all. So I'm gonna also pry them a little tighter to see if that helps, but we'll kind of do one thing at a time and see which one makes the biggest difference. Alright, so I sprayed up the connections. We'll see if that made any difference. Yeah, not really. Nope, no change. Which I kind of expected, because this is most likely non-conductive. So, and you really wouldn't want to spray a conductive material in there unless you were very careful, because you wouldn't want to short, pins out, from one pin to another. Alright, so as I discussed before, it looked like the power pin and the ground pin are the ones that seem to be much wider, more spaced out. So let me see if I can get a screwdriver in there and pry that up a little bit, make them a little tighter. Alright, so I kind of just pried them in. We'll see if, the problem is, once you start, prying on pins like this, it's probably just going to loosen back up, but we'll at least give it a shot and see if that makes a difference. The crazy part, like it's connected in right now, and I've tried disconnecting and connecting it just now many times, and it still does not turn on. Alright, so a little update. I don't know why the truck does this, but apparently all my plugging and unplugging of the 7-pin connector made it not have a trailer selected. So all I went in to do is go and I selected the trailer, and then the light kicked on, which makes absolutely no sense to me at all. I really don't know why Ford's doing it this way. Because if you lose connection to the trailer going down the road and then it reconnects, which a lot of people have seen, does that mean that you're no longer going to have power until you select a trailer to the, that makes no sense to me at all. But let's see, now that it's, on, we'll see, I'll try wiggling it again like before. Still a little loose. The only time it actually flicked off was when I lifted the little door on the connector. So yeah, we'll give that a shot and see. We'll be towing tomorrow, so I'll do a little follow-up video and see if the brakes continue to work throughout the trip. Hey guys, so I just wanted to check in after all doing that, using the fluid film and pinching those pins in tighter. It definitely seemed to have an impact. So we went probably, I'm just guessing, but probably 70 miles each way on a camping trip recently, and the brakes worked 100% of the time, which that's never happened with this truck. So my thought is that perhaps, and I'm going to compare to somebody else's Silverado, I'm thinking maybe the pins on the old truck were maybe just a little wider, a little more spaced out than the new, F-150. And perhaps my old truck had spread those pins out enough that, maybe that truck was fine with that the spacing, because it was still making good enough contact, whereas the new truck, it's just loose enough that it just wasn't always making good contact. So that's the first thing is so far, fingers crossed, the brakes have been resolved, and those are working 100% of the time right now. Obviously I'm going to keep an eye on it. I'm a little more usually I just test them when I was leaving the driveway or leaving the campground, and that was it. So now I kind of periodically will test at intersections and things like that when I'm coming up to a red light or a stop sign, for example. So that's a good thing. On the other side, there are two issues which you guys saw that are really frustrating. One is that when you plug in the 7-pin connector into the plug the RV into the truck, you have to go and on the screen hit one of the trailers that you've got configured. For some reason, the default trailer that comes up does not send power out to the to the trailer for some reason. I really don't understand that at all. So that's one thing. And then the other thing is, for some reason, once in a while, I just have to unplug the 7-pin connector and plug it back in. That one is a little more worrying. I'm gonna keep an eye on it. If I see it happen again, I'm gonna have to take it to the dealer and see if, I don't know if the the brake controller needs to be replaced or what. I know some people, that was when they took it to the dealer, that was what Ford did, was replace the brake controller. I haven't really heard any good luck / success with that method, but at least I may have to do something, but I'll keep an eye on it. Unfortunately, our season here is kind of coming to an end, RV towing wise, but we've got a hay trailer that we use that has brakes on it, so I will I'll still be able to tow during the winter to see if the brakes are still working, and then if power is consistent to it, and see if I see the same issues on that trailer that I see in the RV. Yeah, and then other than that, check out my other video on, we did have a grounding issue that was on the RV as well, so that may have contributed to some of the issues we were seeing. Anytime you've got a grounding issue, that's when you start seeing odd behavior when it comes to electronics. So check out that video. If you like this video, please like it down below and subscribe to my channel. Thanks.